These are the real truths I'd tell my younger self if I was just starting over today. Welcome to the Self-Made Life Podcast, the show for creative entrepreneurs who are building their dream business and life on their terms. I'm your host, Ashley Wyatt, designer, entrepreneur, mama of two, and founder of the Monarch Design Co. And I believe success isn't handed to you, you create it. Here, we're pulling back the curtain on what it really takes to run a business, the wins, the lessons, and the messy in between. Whether you're scaling your side hustle during nap time, redefining your brand, or ready to take your business full time, this show is your go-to for honest conversations, practical strategies, and inspiration to help you grow with confidence. Because being self-made isn't about doing it alone. It's about building a life and business that feels as good as it looks. So let's dive in. Hey friends, welcome back to another episode of the Self-Made Life Podcast. I'm your host, Ashley Wyatt from Monarch Design Co. And today kicks off a special 7-part series where I'm sharing 7 lessons in 7 years of building my business from the ground up through multiple pivots, moves, babies, burnout, and beautiful growth. These are the real truths I'd tell my younger self if I was just starting over today. And lesson number 1, start before you're ready. And I hear this so often with budding entrepreneurs who are excited but anxious and not really sure if they're ready. And what I've learned is that taking messy action is better than no action. So if you're sitting there waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect logo concept, the perfect website, this episode is your permission slip to just get out there and start. So let's rewind where it all began. So 7 years ago, I had no plan, no fancy website, and zero idea where it would all lead to. My husband, well, my then boyfriend, fiance, now husband, we were newly engaged. We were living in a tiny condo in Burlington, and we were brainstorming ways to help us fund our wedding. I was commuting to an advertising job, working for my dad, which was really hard, by the way. If you know, you know, working with family is really difficult. And I would just come home exhausted, drained, and just craving something creative and off of the computer. And that's when I found calligraphy. So I actually started teaching myself pointed pen and brush lettering. And then this is so wild, but I discovered our local library actually had a laser cutting machine. And I just became obsessed with learning how to use it and create different things, which then kind of led me to opening up my own Etsy shop. So again, did not have a website. I had an Etsy shop, and I was just designing custom wedding hangers, cake toppers, wood signage, and I eventually started teaching calligraphy and designing luxury wedding stationery when we were getting ready for our own wedding. And it all started at our dining room table. So we didn't have a roadmap, no business degree, just curiosity, creativity, and the willingness to just try and put ourselves out there. And I want to be honest with you, I really was not ready. I didn't have systems. I was so unclear about my systems. My first VA was probably like, this chick is crazy. Shout out to Samantha. And I didn't even know like how to print invitations properly. I had no clue how to price my work or package it. And I was just figuring it all out as I went along. And you know what? It was okay. So often we're taught that we need to have it all figured out before we start. And the truth really is clarity comes from action, not overthinking. And for me, launching an Etsy shop and saying yes to those small custom projects It was really how I learned. And, I didn't wait to become an expert. I just started and figured it out and learned from my own mistakes. And those first few clients, they honestly didn't care that I didn't have a fancy brand or website. They cared that I was excited to help and willing to show up. So before launching Monarch Design Co., I actually had some experience in the MLM world and freelancing. And while those chapters weren't it for me long term, they taught me so much about networking, selling with confidence, dealing with people, managing tight timelines, and most importantly, that just starting, even if you don't have everything figured out, is okay. And my first real project came from someone I knew from the MLM days, and she needed invitations or decorations for her daughter's first communion. And I just said yes because I thought, oh, this will be fun. I can be creative. And that one yes snowballed into referrals, more inquiries, and eventually a real business. But none of that would have happened if I had just waited until I felt ready or waited until I had, the perfect website or all my systems and processes ironed out. So if you are someone who loves to plan things out, I totally get it. I love planning. I'm a planner, and I love a good ClickUp board and color-coded to-do list. But here's what I've really learned. Your plan can be flexible. Your business will evolve. You'll grow, you'll change. Your priorities in life and circumstances will shift. For me, it was moving homes from one city to another city, navigating fertility, growing my family, juggling motherhood, and stepping into a creative director role that shaped where Monarch is today. So you don't need a 5-year plan. Heck, you don't even need a 1-year plan. You just need one brave step forward to take the leap. So if you're listening to this and you've been waiting, maybe waiting for more time, waiting for your branding to be done, waiting until you feel more confident, this is your sign to just start anyways. Your first step doesn't have to be big, and it doesn't have to be flashy. It can just be yours. And I just want to say, I am so proud of my past self for just starting scared, for posting on Instagram when I was terrified of what people would think. And the funny thing is, a lot of those people that I was afraid of judging me are now clients or supporters. So yeah, go figure. But yeah, I'll just leave you with this. Just know that you don't need to be perfect. You just need to be in motion, and messy action is still action, and you're still moving forward. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to commit to taking one messy step today. Post the thing, start the page, send the email. Heck, even open up a Canva doc. Yes, and this is even coming from a brand and web designer. You can open the Canva doc. I'm giving you permission. And then I want you to DM me at Monarch Design Co. or tag me in your post so that I can cheer you on, because I know how scary that first step is. And I know how important it is to have people on your team cheering you on and supporting you along the way. And if you're craving a sounding board or strategy for starting, growing, and maybe even pivoting, I'd love to support you inside my one-on-one mentorship calls. I'll add the link in the show notes, but if there's anything that you can take from this episode and this series, please do, because I would love to just extend everything and anything that I have learned along the way, so that even if I help just one person avoid some of my crazy mistakes and this windy road of entrepreneurship and just having that support, I'm here for it. So you've got this, and I will see you next week for lesson 2, which is it's okay to pivot. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today on the Self-Made Life podcast. If you loved this episode, share it with a friend, leave a review, or hit follow so that you never miss an episode. Want to work together or grab some free resources? You can always find me over at www.themonarchdesign.co/podcast. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep building, and go create your self-made life.
This podcast is produced, mixed, and edited by Cardinal Studio. For more information about how to start your own podcast, please visit www.cardinalstudio.co or email Mike at mike@cardinalstudio.co. You can also find the details in the show notes.